Hi, my name is Billy's Omohoza. As you know me most from the Be Wise podcast, well, today we've brought you something amazing. It is the QuikFret Unlocked podcast. This podcast is going to be talking and shedding light on real life challenges, innovations, and real stories in the trade and logistics sector in Rwanda and East African community. Our first guest is someone I have admired for a long time. About 4 years now, she's a powerhouse. She has a lot going on for her. If I could shed just a little bit of light, because I cannot say it all, she is, of course, the shareholder and deputy CEO at Multilines International Rwanda Limited, which is a freight forward and transportation company doing amazing things here in Rwanda and East Africa, of course. And she's the vice chairperson of Rwanda Freight Forward Association. She sits on various boards in Rwanda, and she has a respected voice in Africa logistics industry. She has had experience in DHL Express Rwanda for over 20 years. She has significantly contributed on logistics systems and mentoring young professionals and many people. And they just launched something amazing recently, which is a cargo partnership alliance with Takish Cargo. And of course, she has wide regards, a role model in promoting inclusive leadership and sustainable trade logistics across East Africa. I'm super proud and super excited to have you here. Welcome, Madame Julie. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Belly. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Now, I'm very curious. If you could shed light on your journey a little bit, how did you find yourself in such a tough sector as a woman? Where did you start from? How has it been so far?
Thank you. Thank you so much. I started young. I was born in Uganda, so I came to Rwanda after genocide in Rwanda against the Tutsi. That was, I think, in 1996. I had not finished school. I was still young. So I came and I saw a job advert. Mm-hmm. I had plans of finishing school, of course. But then in between, I was that very ambitious person who felt I would work and then study at the same time. So I applied for a job in an international logistics company. I was lucky to join my first job, to join a very good company. It's also very important. I think it's good for the young people to know when you start well, you end well. Mm. So I joined the company and I started in customer service. I did well. I moved, I would try to make it fast because if I go one by one, it might take forever. So after passing the interview, I joined the company. I started with customer service. I moved from customer service, I went to sales. After sales, I was promoted to sales manager. After sales, I went to admin. After admin, then I became the country manager. But I was all around all the departments. And I think which made me the person I am today, because at least I was able to understand everything in a company, be it how to handle a customer, be it operations, be it finance, be it marketing, be it sales, be it admin. And I think it contributed to my leadership style of leading. And after that, I managed the company for like 17 years. And then but in total, we're talking over like 20 years. Then, but after moving to different departments, then I said, okay, I've done it all. I think it's high time I start doing my own things, because my dream had always been to become an entrepreneur and have my own business and leave a legacy. You know, at a certain point, you do everything and you're like, so what next? Right. So I wanted more challenges. Of course, having a business is not easy. So I wanted to feel more challenged. And I joined Multilines company. So Multilines is a freight forwarding transportation company. Basically, we do logistics. So I joined as a shareholder and also a managing director. After 2 years, I was promoted to Deputy Group CEO. So I manage Rwanda and also the East African countries. So Multilines is in East Africa, but we also work globally. We work with strategic partners, so we are able to move cargo from Rwanda into Rwanda to anywhere around the world. So in a nutshell, that's who I am. and still moving on.
I love it for you. Honestly, it's amazing to see you seated here and sharing this story. I have seen multi-lines when I'm passing by, but I wasn't sure exactly what you do. And I know this, the main branch, which is in Uganda as well.
Yes.
And the growth that I'm seeing, I have seen clients you have worked with on a very huge scale. I just wish that you guys keep soaring, which is amazing.
Sure. Thank you.
Back to your journey, are there any values or principles that have led you to keep you this consistent? Because I know in such a sector, you get to a point where you get discouraged, you get, you don't see a lot of women in the sector that you're in. What kept you going? What mindset have you kept that has kept you pushing for all these years?
Yeah, thank you. I like the fact that you've said that it's a male. First of all, logistics is a male-dominant industry,
Yes.
and it's very challenging. Every job is challenging, but to be honest, logistics is very challenging because it keeps us on our toes 24/7.
Right.
Because every minute, every day, every second, cargo is moving from here to there, and following up all through needs us to be very focused, very alert. So definitely there are values that have helped me and have kept me going till today. The first value that I consider a lot that has helped me as a person is integrity. Because in logistics, you have to have integrity. And because integrity leads to trust. And our business is about trust. Because customers have no control. Even us, as service providers, we don't have control of cargo coming from China, for example, to Rwanda. You can imagine. Number one, we are working with different parties. We are working with airlines. We are working with shipping lines. We are working with customs agencies. We are working with, different stakeholders. And you're in Rwanda and you're coordinating cargo, either by sea or by air, from China to Rwanda. So you have to be someone of integrity. Number one, say the truth, the way things are. Say the truth. If things go wrong, tell the customer the truth so that the customer can trust you. When the customer trusts you, then they give you more business. They come back to you.
They last long as well.
Yeah. Then accountability. You need to be accountable because, as I said, a customer gives you very valuable cargo. Take hold of this, handle this from origin to destination. And does not know, you're supposed to, because you've been paid to do that.
Right.
I'm paid to do that. So I have to make sure that I'm accountable. I put myself into the customer's shoes. I'm like, if this happened, what would happen? How would I feel? So when I start feeling for the customer, then I do it perfectly.
Yeah.
So I have to be accountable, make sure that goods move from origin to where they're supposed to be, and I have to represent the customer. Then, of course, accountable also for the team that I work with. Because as a leader, you have to make sure the team is motivated, the team is engaged, the team is handling the customers well, the team is trained. So it all comes back to a leader.
Yes.
So that has helped me. I look at the customer and I'm 100% accountable. The team, 100% accountable. Then another thing is customer-centric. The customer is my boss. I always tell the team, I'm not your boss, but the customer is the boss. The customer comes before me, though I'm their boss. Because if the customer is not there, then I'm not in business. But I have to remain customer-centric all through by making sure the customer is served well, is updated, daily status updates. The customer is handled well. If there are complaints, if there are issues, then I have to provide solutions.
Right.
So all that is part of being customer-centric, being there for the customer and feeling and having empathy. Empathy is something very, very important in leadership. And I thank God is that I've demonstrated empathy all through. And I think this has also contributed to growing business and being successful as far as business is concerned. Because if there's no empathy, then customers don't work with you. Because it doesn't have to start with money.
Yeah.
it starts with feeling for the customer, feeling sorry for the customer if things go wrong, finding solutions for the customer. So that empathy is very, very important. And the same empathy is applied to the team. If someone is sick in the team, I need to feel for them.
Yes.
I need to be there for them. If someone has lost someone in the team, I need to be there for them. Yes, I pay them salary at the end of the month, but I'm supposed to have that human part of feeling, being there, being with them, being present, and feeling with them. So this empathy has also been extended to all my customers. Because there's a lot that happens, but how do you come in? How do you sympathize with the customer? How do you handle everything? Then of course perseverance and resilience.
Yeah.
Logistics is a lot. You're talking of, you can be there, you think everything has gone so well, and they tell you, there's an accident. The truck was from Mombasa and it has reached here and there's an accident. Yeah. And
or a truck had a problem.
Or the truck had a problem,
yeah.
And the customer has a deadline, and maybe he has to supply the cargo to some place, and if he doesn't, he will pay penalties. So now you start finding solutions. Yeah. So you need to be calm. You need to be strong. In logistics, you need to be very strong. You need to adapt to the situation because every day it changes. Yes. And then you need to be strong to even explain exactly what has happened. But then all that happens initially. You make sure that the customer has been advised, as you've communicated, and then also find measures, solutions that would help, would protect a customer. For example, like insurance. Yes. Make sure I explain to the customer how insurance is important. You might find someone who doesn't know, but you need to, please take marine insurance because things happen every day. But that value of being resilient, you persevere, you become strong because challenges happen in logistics every day, every minute. Yes. Anything can happen. It can be so smooth. At the time of off-road, yes, something happens. Yeah. So accidents happen, systems are down, then you get stuck. Anything can happen. Yes. Or of recent, we had also a case where the ship subsidized completely, and I think 630 something containers completely disappeared in the sea. Yeah. So you can imagine. So you need to be strong to receive such news, and you need to be strong to convey that message to the customers. So those are some of them. And of course, working hard, being focused, making sure that you're there for the customers all the time. So those are some of the values that have really helped me throughout my journey. Yeah. And I keep enjoying the flow.
I like that you make them sound simple, easily, but it takes grit, it takes time. Me, I'm speaking as a young entrepreneur, and it aligns so well that integrity, accountability, empathy, being persevering and strong, it works in different sectors as well. But of course, logistics is something much more tough. But if everyone could just align those values in any sector they're in, it doesn't have to be even as an entrepreneur, even any corporate world. True. Attitude really excels a business so much.
Very much. Very much.
Before we get into that, maybe let's bring it a little bit back home. What is your view on Rwanda's progress towards becoming a regional trade and logistics hub? Considering I've seen a lot of strides, there's a lot going on in Rwanda. What's your view on it?
I think Rwanda has done a very, very good job, to be honest, as making Rwanda the logistics hub. And when people say that Rwanda is landlocked, me, I say, no, Rwanda is not landlocked. Rwanda is Rwanda linked. It links to different countries. And so Rwanda has done a lot in terms of infrastructure development. As far as trade, logistics is concerned, look at, the nice roads we have. We are able to bring trucks from the border without a problem, be it Gatuna, be it Rusumo. It is smooth, and even when transporters are in Rwanda, they are like, this is good, and they're safe. Very careful, and they even want to protect what the government has put in place. So there's infrastructure, then innovation, then, when you look at what the Rwanda has done as far as logistics concerned, look at the new airport that is being constructed in Bugesera. This new airport is going to open up, more opportunities for logistics industry, and also is going to help the logistics industry because we are talking of a bigger aircraft, meaning it is going to accommodate more tonnage in terms of cargo.
Yes.
Also meaning it is going to attract more airlines, more cargo aircrafts. Which means we are going to have also an opportunity of choosing from many, and this will also reduce cost on air freight. Because, for example, if you have many aircrafts coming into Rwanda, also going to other markets, so we are going to be able to uplift exports at a good price, because one of the challenges that in logistics, of course, is cost.
Yeah.
Cost of shipping, cost of transport, cost of air freight, everything is a bit high.
Yeah.
So the more airlines we get into the country, because we're going to be having a bigger aircraft, the better for the logistics industry and also the exporters and the importers, because they're going to be at least paying affordable rates. And then that means reducing the cost of doing business.
Right.
Because if you import your goods at a higher cost, you sell them at a higher cost, and that things become expensive, items become expensive on the market. So I think logistics is a very good strategy of improving economic growth.
Right.
Because if logistics prices are affordable, then also trade is going on well because everything is imported. And look, although we have exports, but most of the items are imported.
Right.
So if you import at a higher rate, then that means you sell at a higher rate. So Bugesera Airport, I think, is going to be an opportunity, and also it's going to solve many logistics issues. And then it also attracts the players in the region. So also the neighboring countries, we're going to serve many markets.
Yes.
So which is also good. And then look at what the inland port, DP World, what the government has done to ensure that we have DP World in the country. DP World has helped a lot as far as logistics is concerned, because it has reduced the turnaround track from 14 days to 3 days.
That's
so
amazing.
You can imagine.
Yes.
And you can imagine, of course, time is money. When you spend so many days in transit, when you spend so many days clearing a shipment, when you spend so many days clearing a shipment out of the warehouse, it is money going.
Yeah.
You're wasting a lot of money. If you're in business, you get stuck. So DP World has also helped, and it shows that the government is really focusing on improving logistics in the country. Then the Rubavu Port also at Lake Kivu.
Yes.
Has also helped. I think, if I have the numbers correctly, I think it accommodates like 700,000 tonnage that area. So, and also targeting, of course, DRC. And you saw DRC is also a neighboring country. So if we can be able to serve DRC, that also helps in terms of cost, in terms of moving goods here and there. And then also what Rwanda Revenue has done, of course, through the government, the border posts. Every border, there's a border post, and customs clearing is being done at a very good speed. There are no delays. You find customs officers there, and also we're trying to go digital. Yes. Though we still have some challenges, but at least now we can be able to clear cargo from the ports of Dar es Salaam to and the ports of Mombasa. You clear, and then goods come. Then, of course, regional integration. When we talk also the continental African continental free trade zone area, so we are able to move the free movement of goods and people. This has also contributed to, trading in another country freely, and also clearing the cargo out of another country freely with very little restrictions. That harmonization, I think, is a credit to the government of Rwanda. And we see a lot of progress from us who are using now, who are in logistics. We see a lot changing every day. Actually, every day we see a change. So which is good, and we see that the future really looking very bright. So I have no doubt that we're going to serve the region. We're going to serve Africa. It's going to be the hub, and it is actually happening now, from what I'm seeing.
Amazing. Super proud to be Rwandan at this point, and definitely the future is looking very good.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back a little bit to multi-lines. I know you have a partnership with Takish Cargo. What is that? What is the impact of that on air freight in business?
So Matlines had a contract, an MOU, signed an MOU with Takish Cargo to be the sales agent of Takish Cargo. What this means for Matlines as a company, of course, is that we are able to give solutions to our customers as far as air freight is concerned. And it's very good, and we're very proud to partner with TK because Takish globally has, I think, 360 destinations globally. Wow. They fly to 360 destinations. So, which means that we are able to serve those 360 destinations. So for the exporters in Rwanda, it's an opportunity because when there's an agent locally, number one, we are able to negotiate preferential rates at a discounted rate because we are on the ground. You don't have to call someone in Istanbul or write an email or send an email. We are on the ground because we represent them in Rwanda. So when customers are requesting for discounts, we are able to negotiate better rates for them, and then we can reach anywhere. Even those countries where they are not, they have what we call interline. They're able to work with other airlines like Rwanda Air and other airlines. So we give solutions to that to the exporters. So this is good because we've helped, like exporters in Rwanda that send out, perishables, be it flowers, be it French beans, and they have a very good cold room facility in Istanbul. I visited Istanbul. I looked at it. It's just that, super with all the systems. Very nice, on point. Everything was on point. So even if there's a connection, we are sure that it is going to be kept in that warehouse that we saw, that has all the cold room facilities and then connects to further destinations. So it's good in terms of getting better service, reaching global markets. Because if you're in business, for example, you're in horticulture business, you want to sell to different markets. But how do you reach there? You have to put them on the aircraft. And you need a good rate so that you're able to also sell because they're in business. So the better the rate, the bigger the margins that exporters would get. So I think that's very good, and but it does not limit us to work with only Takish Cargo. We work also with other airlines. We work with Rwanda Air so much, the national carrier. Only that we represent Takish, but we also have that freedom to work with other airlines as well.
Amazing. Oh, Multilines is doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
I attended a summit recently on AI and technology and digital world we're in. I would want to hear your perspective on technology's role in transforming logistics sector right now. Where do you see things heading? How is it now in terms of technology?
Thank you so much, Belize. I think these days we cannot do without technology.
True.
And everything is about technology. Now we are even not talking about technology, we are talking of AI.
Right.
So as far as logistics is concerned, technology is very, very key. Very, very key. Number one, we talk of visibility. Every customer who sends a shipment wants to know where it is, where it has been picked, what time, which day, where has it reached, so that he gets even that peace of mind. Because you're talking of, his cargo or something valuable. So they want that tracking system. And tracking system cannot work without technology.
Yes.
So, and then even the softwares that go with the tracking system. the scanners, all that is technology. Because now we've reached where you pick and scan, and the scanner, the details immediately go into the system. And then immediately the package is picked or the shipment is picked, the customer will be able to know it has been picked by Belize from Kachiru, and it's going to be shipped via Nairobi, from Nairobi to go to Amsterdam, in his chair. That visibility is technology.
And it creates comfort in the client as well.
Comfort, peace of mind.
Peace of mind, right.
And also it saves cost on the part of the logistics company. Because imagine calling a customer every now, or receiving calls every now and then. Where it is, where has it reached? So what has happened? He doesn't have to call. He'll go in the system and we'll check out everything.
Amazing.
So that is one. Visibility, tracking, and all the, other values that go with it. Then there's also last mile delivery. Last mile delivery in Africa is still a challenge because of poor infrastructure in some countries, lack of technology, like we just mentioned.
For someone that doesn't understand last mile.
Last mile is, for example, I bring in this bottle of water, exported maybe from Nairobi, let's say, near our neighbors. And then you want me, a customer gives it to me to deliver it somewhere in Huye, a remote area in Huye. And the person who received it last is called Jane, as in Huye. So the last mile delivery from Kenya, it's okay. Kigali, Julie will receive it. Matlines will clear through customs and everything done. Because it's in the city, easy.
Yes.
But now Matlines has to deliver to that last person.
Jane, who is in Huye.
Jane, who is in Huye.
I see.
And maybe that road is not good, there's no network, there's nothing.
I see, yeah.
So technology would help by making sure that now, because everything is in the system, there's the tracking system, there's everything, then the customer would be able to know, did Jane in that remote area receive that bottle?
I understand.
Without technology, the chain will be stopped in Kigali. So we need to reach everywhere, even for that person who is very far, who is the end user, the end receiver of the cargo. And this is now where you see, like in Rwanda, because of technology, we are into drones. You've seen where we deliver blood. Now it's more in medical, but I'm sure with the way things are moving and the way the world is moving very fast, we are going to even see ourselves even delivering with drones, even other items. Now we started with blood, so at least we are able to, a drone goes, drops the blood, and then because it's in a remote area, number one, it's quicker, it saves time, and the blood is there, and people are treated. Yeah. So that is part of technology. So technology is very, very key. Then for the tracking, for example, now you've seen in Rwanda the trucks that bring in cargo from Mombasa, Dar es Salaam. They also have these tracking devices. And the owner of the car will know where the truck is, if it has stopped somewhere, if the driver is going somewhere for lunch, or if the driver is wasting time. So all that is technology. So it's very key as far as logistics is concerned to have that follow-up and visibility of everything, to know exactly what is happening. So I think technology is very, very key. And then look at what is happening with also the customs, the single territory that we use. We are able to, I can clear something in Mombasa, and then it will be in the system. Someone in RRA, Uganda Revenue will see it, Rwanda Revenue will see it, Kenya Revenue will see it. All that is technology. So
something
that
we
harmonization,
didn't have in the past,
something that we didn't have in the past.
Yeah.
So technology is very, very key as far as logistics is concerned.
Okay. Now I would want to touch on you as Julie, as a woman. What challenges have you overcome, and how did you get through it, especially being a woman? I know we touched on the fact that it's a male-dominated, but I want to know like the exact challenges, because I know there's like a woman out there who's young, watching, inspired by the great points you have mentioned. How have you overcome it, and what have you faced?
Thank you. Yeah. This is not an easy one, but as a woman, to be honest, like I started saying, logistics is a male dominant sector.
Yes.
So there's that perception. Will a woman handle? Because personally, I've faced challenges like where I'm invited to tender in big projects. Big projects. When I talk of big projects, you're talking maybe of, let's take an example of the stadium.
Yeah, that's
the stadium that has been built,
yeah.
That beautiful stadium of Rwanda. And you can imagine the kind of cargo that was needed to construct that stadium. You can imagine how many containers were imported to construct a stadium. So it's just an example I picked. And then, so when we are, tendering and in the process, I've noticed some, not everywhere, but some like a bit hesitant. They're like, this is a huge product. This is a huge project, and this company is being led by a woman, and maybe I'm competing with men. I'm competing with men, but you just find there's that fear.
Yeah.
Of, is she really going to manage?
A bit of doubt.
A bit of doubt.
Yeah.
Is she going to manage? But I've proved that I can manage. And let me tell you, even women can even manage better. You know why? Because we go into details.
Yes.
We look and look. We are very good planners. We are very good at multitasking. We are very patient. We have empathy.
The emotional side is
the emotional
good.
side.
Yes.
Attach it there, and then we follow through. If it means not sleeping, we don't sleep.
Yes.
And you know why?
Yeah.
Because there's usually that doubt.
Yeah.
And most especially when there's that doubt, you want to prove to the world that you know what.
Extra mile.
I will do it.
Yes. Honestly, it's amazing to see women in such sectors.
Yes.
Now, and we're seeing it in Rwanda, which is amazing, in banks, in agriculture, in different, and the work is being done. So
very well.
Anytime I see comments, you'll see articles from different countries saying, oh, women this, of course, people who think that way. And you're like, come to Rwanda. We have facts. We have the Julies who are doing an amazing job. So honestly, keep the strides going. And for any young woman who's watching, she's a great example. And all I can say is...
Yeah, and okay, the challenge, but the beauty about all that I've said, that is very okay. When someone thinks that you cannot do this because of this, it's very okay. For me, I always tell people, try me. Just try me. Yeah. And most of the time, they're not even honest to tell you that I'm not doing this because you're a woman. No. And also basing on the platform that we are given in this country, so it doesn't come out openly. Yeah. But as a mature person, you see where the fear is. And when they try me, then they are like, oh, you're the best. So always people try me. Yeah. Just to remove that fear and that doubt. But the most challenging part is balancing. Balancing family, work. And this is a challenge to most of the women. And I don't like women who come and say, you know what, it has been paradise all through.
It's never.
It's never.
You have kids, you have a home.
You have unless you're single.
Yes.
But if you're not single, you have a home, you have a husband, you have children. To be honest, somewhere, somehow, there's a part that is honest as Julie.
Yes.
So sometimes the kids want you and you can't be there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a very understanding husband.
Supportive.
Yes. So most women fail, and this is where you see that women start their career, they reach a certain level, they get stuck. You know why they get stuck? Family, balancing the two. Not because they are not bright, not because they are not intelligent.
Yes.
just because they fail to balance. You have kid number 1, number 2, number 3. Life almost stops. So you need to be very strong and get out of that stage. So that stage was a bit challenging. And so what helped me was to have a very supporting system around me. I'm always having supporting system.
Yes.
I manage so many things through my driver, through my maids at home, through my sisters, through my friends, through my relatives, and trustable people.
Yeah.
You know, you get the supporting system that trusts you, loves you.
Yes.
Just make sure you're sure this one loves me 100%, then you're covered. So I'm able to travel. I'm able to go for meetings. I go back home late because I have to network. Remember, I am managing an institution. And it needs everyday effort from every area, be it network, be it team management, be it, be it the board, be everything, be stakeholders, everything. You need to be there. So sometimes my friends ask me, but Julie, how do you juggle and manage? But let me tell you, I've noticed that most of the times that I'm busy is when I'm productive.
Most of the times you're busy?
The times that I'm mostly busy is when I'm productive.
Okay.
Is when I give tremendous results.
Which makes you feel good and you can show up better in other areas.
I plan so well.
Okay.
And because I know I have very limited time, I plan and plan and plan this tick, done, done. And when I grade and give myself results, it's like 100%.
So you're your own manager. You also manage yourself.
I manage myself.
Yes.
So balancing, you need to be a very good organizer.
Yeah.
You need to be very strong. Not to be taken by emotions. Emotions from family, from children more especially. Children can manipulate, more especially when they are young. So you need to be very strong and say, children, my babies, I love you. I will do everything. And then you need to make them understand that it's very important for their mother to be busy and work. So for me, that my children have gotten used. When I'm busy, they support 100%. Because they know mommy has to make money so that we get this and this and this and this and this. So balancing has been a challenge, but I managed. Then you reach a certain age when children start growing up, then at least when you pass that stage and you've made it, leadership stage, then you're good to go. So that is where most women get stuck.
Yeah. So from what I'm understanding, you said plan, you're good at planning, you don't let your emotional side take you, and you show up. You show up, you see what has to be done.
And then be consistent, and very, very consistent. I tell people, why are you like this in January and by June or October and you're a different person? Be the same all the time.
Every day, show up.
Show up, be present and be positive. And challenges will always be there, but how are you positive? I've remained positive. It has helped me a lot. I'm always smiling despite the challenges. Life goes on. I enjoy life because it's a blessing. So being positive, I think, has also helped me a lot. But I thank God that I'm in Rwanda, to be honest, and I thank God that I'm in Rwanda, because when you look at other countries, some countries, not all of them, women still have challenges of also even getting opportunities, being equal like men, the equal rights we talk about. But in Rwanda, we're given a platform.
Yes.
So I always encourage young girls, please, just manage your home and whatever issues, but when it comes to career, doing business,
give it your all.
Give it your all.
Yeah.
Because there's that platform waiting for you.
Genuinely speaking, I find it so inspiring because I've bumped into you so many times and you're always positive. And I've asked myself this question: how is she in such a position and she doesn't look stressed? No, you're calm, composed, the work is done, business is flowing. It takes a lot. And it's good that you're holding it together.
Thank you.
But as we're wrapping up due to time, what advice would you give to someone who is young, and they have like a startup company, they want to get into logistics. What's one piece of advice that you can give them?
Thank you. It's a lot. I'll try and summarize. Number one, for the young ones, I think they should always. I believe in starting small.
Yes.
I believe in starting small, and understand the market very well. And start small. And then once they start, they have to be very compliant. Logistics compliance is very key, because if you're not compliant, things can go messy. So compliance is very, very key. Compliance with stakeholders. Compliance, because you're talking of customs, you're talking of warehouses, you're talking of airlines, you're talking of shipping lines, you're talking of partners. You have to make sure you're compliant.
Yeah.
And then have that integrity. Integrity carries a very big mark, because without integrity, then customers are not going to trust to work with the startup company. Of course, I've not mentioned about the capital, whatever, that is obvious.
Yes.
But what to look at, more especially integrity in the market is very, very key, because integrity will attract trust, and then he or she will get business, and then, you know, it's very frustrating when you're starting a business and you don't have customers. Then also collaboration, because in logistics you can't do everything alone. You need so many people to do logistics, because here you're working with this one, here you're working with this one, and you cannot have an office everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I said, Matlines, we're in East Africa, but we are not global. But we serve global.
Yes.
How do we serve global? We serve global because we have strategic partners that work with us. So, for example, we work with DHL Global Forwarding, the cargo department, and it is more than 220 countries. So because of DHL, I reach everywhere. We work with Takish. It is in 360 destinations. We work with all airlines. We work with shipping lines. And then we have agents in all those countries that can be able to coordinate cargo and way. So the startup people also need strategic partners. They cannot do it alone.
Also be in rooms, I think, with people who are doing it, you know, learn a few things from them. And like you said, collaboration goes a far way.
Collaboration goes, it's very, very important. In logistics, you cannot, you know, there's something we call OPM, other people's money, OPM. Other people's money. You use other people's money to make money.
Facts. In any business, by the way.
Yeah. Because I can bring cargo from Mombasa using someone else's truck, a third party. I subcontract, put in my margin, and bring the cargo.
And you keep growing gradually.
Exactly, till I buy my own.
Yes.
So if I don't collaborate with transporters, owners of trucks, then I won't do logistics.
That's a great point you have mentioned.
Yeah, so collaboration is very, very important. And of course, technology. These days, like I said, people want visibility. So he or she has to invest in technology, at least have systems, systems basic that can help for, you know, to keep the customers informed, to ensure that, you know, they can track and trace their packages. So technology has to be, you know. Then, of course, I mentioned compliance, rules and regulations, very important. Because each market has its own rules and regulations as far as cargo, transport, air is concerned.
Yeah.
So, and then continuous learning.
Amazing.
Continuous learning, very, very key. Because
things are changing.
It's a very dynamic industry.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Every day changes. So you have to keep learning. You have to understand the Incoterms. If you put a wrong Incoterm on an airway bill, for example, then you mess it up.
Right.
And you cannot get everything. It's a huge book like this. You cannot put everything here. HS codes, you cannot put everything here. So you need to keep learning.
Every day.
Every day, every day. Every day, make yourself better, make yourself better.
Yes.
So that's the advice I can. But it's very doable.
Yes.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be scared.
They
if
should
you have
not.
done it, they
should not.
can manage.
They should not.
Julie, I want to thank you so much for your time. I hope this is not the last time we'll see you here. There's a lot we have learned from you. And to the audience, in case someone wants to reach you or reach Multilines in terms of your services, where can they find more information?
Okay, we have an office in Kigali. There's that white building called Star Times building.
Yes.
Most people call it Police Denez building, but there's also now Star Times, which is on the top. So either Police Denez or Star Times. It's white in color. It's next to Parliament, opposite Rwanda Convention Center, just around there. So that is where our main office is. We also have an office at the airport.
Oh, nice.
You see a sign written on Multilines. We are on the website. If you Google, you find Multilines. My number is everywhere. My name is everywhere.
Yes.
So I don't have to even give it. Everyone can find it anytime. It's everywhere. So we are always available to welcome any comments, questions. We'll be more than glad to respond and support in any way we can.
I want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being open about your journey. I'm sure someone watching has learned a thing or two. And of course, we can't wait to have you back here next time.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Very good to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.